And welcome in. We are back again with another SDL podcast episode. This is Joey, the voice of the SDL, here with my excellent co-host, Matt Nahota. How you doing, Matt?
Fantastic, Joseph. How are you?
Great. And this is our Week 6 preview with lines. We got another great slate of games coming up live this Tuesday at 6 p.m. First game of the night is the Baby Blue Banter, versus the White Staker Warriors. Matt, I'll let you take that one.
You really had to look up Baby Blue Banter?
No, sorry. My computer turned off at the right time. I was like, oh no, what do we got here? I was looking at the
That's so
line.
funny. No. So opening night of or opening game of the night is going to be us, Baby Blue Banter. Hot off the presses, the lines. We are favored 5.5 points. So we are minus 5.5. This is the second largest, but not even near the largest spread of the night. White, 2 and 3, I believe, coming off that dismantling of Red. Well, I shouldn't say dismantling. They won by a lot of points, but it was very, very close till the end. Red, obviously, in the toilet bowl as of now on the creator side. So obviously the couple key matchups, Big J and me down low, going to be duking it out as we usually do. Up top, O'Hearn and Alex. We've got Lewis, Edie, Joey. I mean, this is going to be a really fun game. No Vic. I will say there is no Vic for the white team, so they are going to be subless. Look, Vic doesn't play a ton for them, maybe 8 minutes a game, 8 to 10 minutes a game. So, they're going to be, and he usually comes for Jay. So Jay's going to play the whole game. So it'll be some interesting kind of subs for me and figuring out a way to kind of get around that with me subbing in. But look, I think overall, I don't hate the line. 5.5's not bad. Again, just because they have no sub. I think if they had a sub and they could get a couple breathers, I think it would be a little bit closer. Again, we're kind of going like this way. We're going like this. White, not going down by any stretch, but they're kind of trundling along, still trying to find themselves this season. What do you think about that 5.5? What do you think about that 5.5 point line, Joey?
I think it's a little high. I would have maybe been around one or something points here. Maybe 4.5. I could see that, but
I'm there with the sub.
Right, with a sub, obviously. So
Yeah.
I mean, White is like I said, if they hit their shots, like they made the championship last season, so when they hit their shots, they're deadly. Big J is the reigning DPOY and MVP for a reason. If they decide to, completely play through him, he's a monster down low. He's a load for anybody. Just like Fink, he can play the best defense in the world. He's still going to get his close to 20-20 just by being the tallest guy in the court. So
yeah,
it's a tough game. They got another DPOY candidate, O'Hearn, whose offense is, picking up week after week after week. So it all depends on White's outside shot. I love our defense right now. Our offense is still, it's gelling. It's getting there. It's getting better. Our turnovers are getting less week by week, knock on wood. But our defense is where we hang our hat in Baby Blue right now. We take pride in, holding teams down, sticking to our game plan, and, seeing it through. So it's going to be a great game. I'm excited for it. I can't wait for Tuesday at 6, man.
Yeah, same here.
Yep.
Game 2, why don't you take us through that? We got Maroon and Purple.
So Maroon versus Purple here. I know Maroon's going to be underdog here. Coffer's out, so let's just get the elephant out of the room. Coffer rolled his ankle last week for Maroon. He's gonna be out.
That was more than a roll. That was more than an ankle roll. Shout out, Coffer. Hopefully you're doing better.
Javon said he's seen it. Seen stuff popping out when he was on the court. Ouch, sorry. So get some ice on that, man. Sorry to see you. There's a couple guys I think Dio might be subbing for them, so I'm not really sure about his game. So this one's a little tougher for me. But Purple is favored. Purple is the favorite here. They're giving 3.5 points here. Maroon's the dog. It's going to be tough. Pepper's been playing great. Dancy's been shooting the ball well. Javon's been playing good. But Ford's back this week after missing. But now you got a guy that I've never seen play before. And Purple being before the unanimous number 1 AP poll team, coming off a loss, how do they rebound? I understand why they're favored. This one, the line makes sense to me. But to me, this is the toughest game to put a line on the week almost, just because – you don't know. I could see it even being a little higher for Purple or 4.5, 5.5 because, but Maroon with Coffer out there, he's a big part of their offense. He blocks a lot of shots. I think he leads the league in steals almost. Like he's pretty close or to the top, at least top 5. So without him there, how are they gonna, put the rest of the season, put the pieces back together on the cursed Maroon team?
Yeah, I'm confused. I don't know anything about Dio Alvarez. The video is hysterical. He was basically just begging us to come in. I'm shocked it's not bigger. And no disrespect to Dio, he could be another Fink for all we know. But the word is he played in college, whatever that means. I mean, I played in college too, and I'm terrible. So, so I don't really know what that means. But I'm shocked it's not a bigger line, especially because Vass is pissed, right? He's going
Right.
to come out firing, if I had to guess. No real bigs on either side in this game. Again, Pepper's a
Right.
tall guy and Armando's tall, but like the traditional back to the basket bigs. Again, Les Dio is something like that. So I think this line has some Dio padding in there, and he
Right.
might be better than we think.
Okay.
He might be
Yeah.
better. I think both these teams, as is in full strength, I think 3.5 was probably the right number.
Right.
So with this sub, it's really interesting that this number is still there. Hardreich might know something that we don't.
Right. Yeah, that's true. Hardreich's usually right on point there.
He's been really good this season,
Yeah.
genuinely. So moving on, game 3, we've got Black versus Green. So really interesting here as well. Black coming off a bye last week, so they're rested.
Yep.
Joey, who do we have this week on bye before I even get into that? So we've got
Yellow and the Ballers, blue collar Ballers. After they took a loss to us, they didn't want to come back this week, so they're going to take a
that's
few extra
right.
days to recoup. The
Yes, that's
Ballers.
right. We knocked
And
them into their bye week, and then I think Fink might be tired from carrying the team through these first 5 weeks. So well deserved break for Finkenstein.
yeah, his back is hurting from carrying. Doctor said he need a backiotomy. It's hurting over there. So
Yeah, that's tough. So Black versus Green. Obviously, Green currently in the toilet bowl seat for the Founders Conference. So no surprise here. Black is favored. I'm surprised it's not by more. Black -4.5. Again, Black should be healthy, should be well rested, coming off a bye week. Jose's usage rate's been insane this season, scoring over 30 points a game. A couple of the other guys not really acting themselves, not really playing within themselves. I think there's some tension in Black. You can kind of see it when they play. They don't talk as much. They used to be one of the most vocal teams in the league. It's just, Black is really, really interesting. In my head, I would thought this line would have been higher than 4.5. The fact that it's only 4.5 tells us that even Hardreich is noticing some of the maybe off the court troubles that Black is having. Plus, Baumer back after taking the week off in Disneyland. He was. Do you know he's like 4th in the league in field goal percentage or something like that? Third, top 5. I don't know exactly the number.
right,
And
which
he
is crazy.
shoots 90% of his shots from behind the arc. I mean, that's
Right.
wild stuff.
Yeah.
Saka is basically a walking 25-25, which used to be good until some guy named Fink joined the league. So, Saka as a guard, so really, really strong guard play. I saw in somewhere that there's some betting going on when Hose B is going to break out and have his first 10-point game. Might be here. I think it's an interesting matchup for Hose B. He's going to have I don't think Lon's going to end up covering him. I think Lon will probably be on Furman if I had to guess. So
Furman's playing. That's what I was going to ask. I didn't know
I
if he
think
was in
so.
this
Yeah,
week.
I think
Okay.
Furman is playing. To my knowledge, to what I have in front of me, I
Gotcha.
think Furman is playing. So Hose B will likely have the smaller Bregman or Goodman on him, which I think will be a really interesting matchup for Hose B. So maybe he can get all the way up to 10 points.
Right.
Joey, this last game, this line, I had to adjust my screen to make sure I didn't miss it. Look, we have a sub here, a very talented sub, but walk everybody through Gray versus Red. Gray coming off that bye.
Gray coming off the bye. For a long time there, they were the number 1 AP poll team. They did take a loss to the Baby Blue Banter.
Let's say who to who?
The Banter, I believe. Shout out Naho to that game. Great game. They're going up against Red, who is the unanimous number 10 team in the poll right now. So I mean, right, you got a top 2 or 3 team going up against the bottom team. We're missing Gene. We are missing Sissio this week. Okay. And we have a sub. I don't know if you guys don't know him, Zach Banak. I'm sorry if I butchered your last name there, but we played with him over in our defunct JCC league. Great player, averaged a lot of points out there, can shoot.
Can shoot from anywhere,
from
even the parking lot.
right? He plays that shooting guard role. Going up against Gray. Gray is 12.5-point favorites. This is the biggest line of the season so far, I believe. So look, Gray to have everybody. Honestly, Red has been struggling offensively, right? So when I look at Red's roster, you got Sissio, you got Escobedo, you got Berman, you got Mikey over there. To me, when I'm looking at it, they don't have a shooting guard, right? Like you kind of got guys in different, like they got small forwards, a couple of big guys, a point guard, but like that shooting guard mold. So right now, I mean, you're taking away a big guy in Sissio, right, who scores a lot of points, and then Gene, your backup, and then you're inputting a high usage scoring shooting guard. This benefits Red, in my opinion. I think this helps balance their team. You still have Mikey at the point guard. You put in a guy who, historically speaking, he might not in the SDL. You can't carry over. But if he's a 20 plus per game guy, on an efficient shoot putting or 3-point shooter, Berman at the three, you throw Esco down low. You know what I mean? That might be a better team composition than what they're going with right now. So, but Gray is no slouch here. You're going up against Dennis, who dropped almost the league high last time he played. Silver, who is constant motor, can get 20 and 20. Sean Block's been playing great. Ravitz, the glue of their team over there, they're playing out of their minds. So this is potential a great game, even though it's the highest spread of the week. You know what I mean? Like, so what do you think about this one?
I think between Esco and Zach, they
Uh-huh.
might put up 60 shots between the two of them.
Mm-hmm.
If they shoot 35%,
Right.
Red might win. And
I see.
it's not a knock on
No.
on Gray. They've got scoring. Now, I don't
Right.
remember if Zach plays any defense. I played against him like once or twice in the
Mm-hmm.
JCC. Big score. I don't know how it's gonna go. I tell you what, of all the games to have to watch, I'm
Mm-hmm.
very excited that that's last, because that means I'll be home and I'll be able to like actually like take it in on YouTube. That is going to be a super super fun game. However, if
Mm-hmm.
the line holds up, I'll be turning it off after the second quarter, because
Right.
in theory they're going to be up, by a ton. That is our first line, I believe, all season that is outside of the Elam score of 9.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that's really interesting. Joe, besides that Red Gray, what do you think is well, I shouldn't say what do you besides that game. I just think that game's fun to watch.
Right.
It's not game of the week. What do you think is going to be game of the week here?
Game of the week.
And I think you have to be selfish here.
And the blue and white game, you know what I mean? Like, I love this, white coming off a big dub. The matchups are awesome. Looking at it, we've been talking crap all week, going back and
Yep.
forth. It's always a cop out going back and forth. But I'll give you another quick one there. My matchup of the week, I know you covered this game, black and green. I don't know if they're going to be covering each other, but I'm assuming they are, unless Bregman steps in. Jose versus Saka. That matchup this week, if Jose, that guard battle, if they are, I
It's
don't know if
true.
Jose might be on Bomber. I'm not sure. They might switch it up there, but I'm sure they're going to see each other a little bit on the court there. But that's probably the premier point guard matchup in the league, and I want to see those two go head to head this week. You don't get to see it much.
Yeah,
What
that's
about
going to
you?
be. Yeah, they're going to be trading blows. That's for
Mm-hmm.
sure. Yeah, really, really excited about that game as well. Well, not about the game, about the matchup. So
Yep.
yeah, I'm with you. I think white, baby blue. I think, like I said, we think the line's a little high. I think that's going to be the best game of
Mm-hmm.
the week. I think we're going to have a ton of people watching that one. Hopefully, a ton of people in the gym. Whenever Jay and I battle, it's always fair spirited, but it's always a
Right.
a brouhaha. So I'm kind of excited about that. Donnybrook, if you would shout
Yeah.
out the king. Um, so yeah, I think I think that's probably game of the week. Some weird
Mm-hmm.
lines.
Mm-hmm.
Last week we had a couple 1.5s, a couple 2.5s.
Right.
The tightest one we got 3.5. It's just a really,
Yeah.
I don't know.
So what are we?
We,
50, is it a 15-week regular season off the top of my head, or 16, something like that?
uh, hold please. I have it handy. It is a yeah, 15 weeks. But you have 2 buys.
15. Okay, so it's a third. So we play 15. So basically, here going into week 6, almost halfway there. So I mean, now it feels like we just started, but now you really have an understanding of every single team. Some teams are understanding that they don't really gel. Some teams are understanding they got to play a different style of basketball. You hear some trade requests going on. So we're really getting into the thick of things here in the drama season. We already had one trade and a guy go to a different team and play the other team right next week. Amazing stuff here, but it's been absolutely flying by in the drama season here.
It has. So how does that work? How's it 13? So you play everybody in your conference twice. So
And then,
that's 4,
right,
8. And
right,
then 5 gets you to 13.
13,
5, you play everybody in the other conference at least once. Okay.
one time. Yeah.
So there's conference clash week 1, week 2. Our next conference clash is 2 weeks from now. So we play everybody. Oh, that's right, because we were talking about this in our baby blue. We played our conferences at the time 1, 2, 3, 4. I believe when we did that, red and maroon or red and white might have been flipped then for a second, but we go gray, blue, white, red, which was on the
Mhm.
order of how it went. We're 2-0 so far. Then
Right.
we played maroon, another conference clash. And then we do the whole thing over again, a different order, but we do the same 4. And then the last 2 weeks are conference clash again, which is really interesting because your conference schedule breaks all ties in total record. So what's really, really interesting is you're going to know all of your tiebreakers with the last 2 weeks to go.
Right.
I really like that structure from that
Mhm.
perspective. So it'll be really really interesting to kind of see that shake out. I'm curious how many people are going to go, oh shit, conference matters
That's what.
after
So yeah,
these after reading this.
all games matter, but some games matter a little bit more, guys. You know what I mean? You got to win those conference games in the league. You don't want to be in the toilet bowl. You don't want to
Yeah,
get axed. No one wants to make another video. Well, maybe some guys do, but most guys don't want to make another video. So you want to stay out of the toilet bowl. You don't want to get axed. We got a bunch of guys pining to get into the league. We're expanding. We're growing. It's absolutely great stuff here in season 3.
absolutely. Our sub pool every Monday, we get a text in the sub pool chat that goes, hey, just let you know I'm available. We send out a poll on Tuesday, like to let us know. Every single day, people text us on that Monday. Hey, I'm available. Hey, I'm available. Hey, guys, we
Yep.
don't know who's out yet. Just
Yep.
FYI, we don't know who's out yet.
So I got friends back. I mean, I got friends all over the country and stuff that are saying, "Hey, I'm vacationing there in a couple weeks. Can I come sub?" And I'm like, "Nope, sorry, but tune in Tuesday night at 6, please." You know, you love it, man. It's an absolute great atmosphere. You love to play in the gym.
Absolutely.
It's electric watching, but being in the gym for those great moments, it's even better. You know, you can feel it. The hair stands up on your arms. It's a great time.
It really is. I totally get that. Are you on the mic for any of these games? Have you picked out any? I
We
know
don't
we're not really
have a
supposed to do that
schedule.
anymore.
We don't have a schedule yet, so I know lately I've been leaning a little bit more. I'm on the TikTok side, but hopefully I get
That's
to
true.
see me a little bit more on the regular broadcast as well. But you'll see me on both. I'm there all the time as well. So hopefully, maybe I'd like to do the gray red game this week at the nightcap. You know, that
That'd be
seems like a
good.
crazy game I'd like to call. So, but we'll see. Hopefully, me and you will get the podcast bros back on another game soon.
Yeah, I would love that. Hopefully, we can do maroon and purple.
Mhm.
That would be a fun one, or even black
Right?
green would be really interesting. But
Yeah.
hey, quick shout out to our sponsors, Stellar Smiles. If you can't tell my little lisp I got going on, I've got Invisalign now. So shout out Ellie at Stellar Smiles and in West Boca, and Tiger Air. Nobody blows better. I
Right.
should have a hat on so I can have the clip
Pop
and
one
have that
on.
thing
Yeah.
running. And obviously Sports Physio. Thank you for everything you guys do. It's really, having stats and being able to banter about that on a week in, week out basis kind of separates this league from all the other leagues out there. So we really appreciate it. Joey, play us out, man.
And that's it. And for another week, remember Tuesday live 6 p.m. We'll be on TikTok. We will be on YouTube. We have 2 broadcasts going. We got the announcers. We got the live stream. We got the sound effects. Anything you can imagine. But for another episode, for my co-host Matt, for Edie behind the screens, always editing this up, making it beautiful, you guys. We'll see you Tuesday night at 6.